stats up for you. This will be a good game here today. Looking overall at how things have gone for Hagerstown quickly. Looking at their schedule, they come into this 17-12 and overall with a very solid season under their belt. 11-19 for Harford Fighting Owls, who managed to sneak into here. And now I turn it down courtside to the public address for the opening ceremonies for this contest.
Welcome to the Monroe Athletic Complex for the first round of the 2025 East District Championship Tournament, featuring the 6th-seeded Fighting Owls from Harford Community College and the 3rd-seeded Hawks from Hagerstown Community College. The NJCAA promotes good sportsmanship by its student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and play the national anthem. For today's starting lineups, first for the Fighting Owls from Harford Community College. At guard is 6'1" sophomore from Washington, D.C., number 0, Amari Curtis. At guard is 6'1" freshman from Clarksburg, Pennsylvania, number 5, Zach Kirk. At guard is 6'4" freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland, number 11, junior Tutu. Forward is 6'7" freshman from Clinton, Maryland, number 13, Jeremiah Barnes. And at forward is 6'6" sophomore from Glenbury, Maryland, number 24, Christopher Higgins. The Fighting Owls are coached by Solomon Zurdo, who is assisted by Otis Hawkins, Keon Freeborn, and Joshua Rice. And now the starting lineup for the Hawks from Hagerstown Community College. Guard is 6' sophomore from Monroe, Maryland, number 10, Tristan Cook. At guard is 6'1" freshman from Hagerstown, Maryland, number 12, Najee Allen. At forward is 6'5" freshman from Rochelle, New York, number 23, Tamarion Roundtree. At guard is 6' freshman from Monroe, Maryland, number 44, Xavier Pickett. Forward is 6'4" sophomore from Monroe, Florida, number 50, Mason Sword. The Hawks are coached by Bernard Hopkins. He is assisted by Colby Billy, Ben Schott, and Jamila Hopkins.
And that was the opening ceremonies and the starting lineups, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live on the Mustang Sports Network, Championship Central for the tournament. And looking around at the stats right now, let's take a look first at who the players to watch will be for Hagerstown Community College. Looking at things right now, DeAndre Mitchell averaging 12.7 points per game. He has had a hot season this year, and he's 75% shooting percentage, which is absolutely solid, absolutely efficient with his shots. And we also got Tristan Cook, 11.4 points per game, and Najee Allen with 10.1 points per game as we get ready for the initial tip-off. And the ball is up, and initial miss actually on the initial tip-off. Bounced off the referee, but it'll be Hagerstown takes the early possession, goes for the initial layup, and will be a miss. Here comes the drive now on from Harford for their first possession. Over into the corner on the pass to Junior Tudawan. It's taken away. What a nice takeaway by Allen. Allen, pass outside front to the point and gets it to Xavier Pickett. Pickett, pass outside. Gets to Sword. Wearing those Mari Stoudemire goggles. Like the look. Shot goes up, no good. Still nothing on the early go. Here comes Pete. Goes to the point, pass to Curtis. Curtis now goes to Kirk. Kirk looks on the inside to trying to find a way on the inside. Oh, and a good takeaway on the tip. I believe that was tipped away by Roundtree, then grabbed by Sword. Good protection on the inside for Hagerstown on the defensive end. There's Sword. Looks to the inside. Can't find anything. Roundtree was outside. Here comes the drive on the inside. Doesn't go. Shot from 3. And it's good. Nothing but net on that one for Mason Sword. And it's a 3-pointer as Hagerstown draws first blood in this contest. As I was saying earlier, with the players to watch, looking over on the Harford end as they gain possession. Mid-range jumper. Doesn't go in. And a fight for the loose ball. And we got a foul on the inside. And it'll be a foul against Xavier Pickett for Hagerstown. And it was foul was drawn by Christopher Pete, the sophomore forward from Glen Burnie, Maryland, and he'll get to shoot 2. No good on the first free throw. And Pete is one of the players to watch for this team as he, looking over at his scoring, he averages 15.4 a game. Second shot is good, and that'll be the first point on the board for Harford. Another place to look down as I'm looking down the lineup. Jeremiah Barnes averages 12.8 points per game, and Elijah Brown goes with her 10.7 off the bench per game, and just a hair under 10, Amari Curtis. And that shot's no good and will be rebounded. Here comes the next push. Curtis at the point. Goes outside and gets to Kirk. Kirk, cross passed. Lane opens up for a little bit briefly, but I think a little bit of hesitation is going to get taken away on that, and that's going to get knocked out of bounds. Good defense being played there by Tristan Cook for Hagerstown, making his presence known. Mid-range jumper just inside three-point line. That is good for Amari Curtis, and that ties the game up 3-3. Still got plenty of basketball left to play as we've only just over 2 minutes into the first half. Now Hagerstown. Pass up to the arc. Jump 3. No good. Rebounded on the inside, and that's going to be a great play for Mason Sword, the 6'4" sophomore forward from Palm Coast, Florida. I mentioned before, he's the one wearing the Amari Stoudemire goggles. Throw back to a Knicks great. Pass the inside. No, gets taken away by Nigel Allen. The Hagerstown defense has been real good on the inside protection, and they seem fine to be letting Hartford pass on the outside and try and take threes or long range inside the three-point shots. Sword pass inside, backdoor. Oh, what a dunk wide open on the back door for number 23, Tamarleon Roundtree, the freshman from Rochester, New York. 7-3 now. Hagerstown is heating up. Hartford looking to pull back now. They're down by 2 possessions. Seeing if they can keep pace. Look for the inside. Oh, and stuff on the back with the defensive end. Roundtree now turns around and gets a good block on the layup attempt and knocks it out of bounds. On the layup attempt, and we got some substitutions here as well. Had some fresh bodies in. Jody Mabane comes in to replace Roundtree after a heck of a stint for Roundtree as he gets some rest. And that's number 24, Jody Mabane, the sophomore guard from Baltimore, Maryland. Look to the inside, up for the layup, and it's good just before the buzzer for Jeremiah Barnes, as he got the offensive rebound as well right before that. 2 points for him now as he gets his first basket of the game. 7-5. 3-point shot. Oh, nothing but net on that one for number 12, Naja Allen, the freshman from Hagerstown. 10-5 now. Hartford looking to make their next play, 16 just over 16 minutes to go here in the first half. Plenty of basketball to go. The inside gets taken away, tipped away. On the lost possession for Barnes. Here comes the drive for the layup and doesn't go in for Allen. And rebounded. Here comes the push from Curtis. Curtis going to take this himself. Just barely misses. It's a big scramble for the ball on the inside. Got a little bit of argy-bargy there. Fast break. Doesn't go up, but draw the foul. Courtesy for Neja Allen. And that's number 24, Christopher Pete, who gets called for the foul on that one. It'll be equal now, 1-1 on fouls. And Najee Allen will now get to take 2 at the charity stripe. No good on the first shot. Wholesale substitutions here on the Harford side. Basically a full line rotation. We got some substitutes getting ready to come in as well. On the Hagerstown end. Bear with me, folks, as I take a look at who's substituted in for Harford. We have Nicholas Kazakos, who came in as well as Elijah Brown, who we talked about before earlier. Second shot, no good on the free throw. Mason Ure and Dorian Creedle and Emmanuel Ortiz. So it's a full five-man change on the Harford side of things. Only one substitution on the Hagerstown for now, and it's just Jalen DeBose who comes in to replace Xavier Pickett. That shot is no good on the mid-range jumper and rebounded by Mabane. Harford calling for a play on the inside. Let's see what Cook's got cooking. Goes to the corner from 3, and it's good for Allen. Nothing with a good little bit of a spin and then net on that one. 13-5 now. Let's see now how the full rotation change goes for Harford. At the point now is Critta, and an errant pass that's going to go out of bounds right in front of the announcer's table. And you can see the frustration on the face of Nicholas Kazakos, a sophomore from Baltimore, with letting that pass get away from him. So inbounded here, and a gift of a possession handed on a silver platter to Hagerstown. DeBose on the pass, and that's going to be another errant pass. Well, turnabout is fair play on that one, and that one got away from Sword a bit, and he tried to go for a quick pass inside, no one home. And so now a little bit of a reprieve for Harford as they're now down by 8 now. We're going to try and see if they can pull back on this. That's inside of Brown. Brown goes to Creedle. Creedle gets double teamed, can't find room on the inside. 3-2 zone is real strong for Hagerstown right now. Back outside, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jumper just inside, goes in for Dorian Creddle. 2 points for him and an assist to Ure, who had the heads up move to notice that the lanes were all closed up. A lot of open space being left here on the defense on the Harford end, and it goes out of bounds on the tip off of Emmanuel Ortiz, the freshman from Delmar, Delaware. And some substitutions coming in here as well. On the Hagerstown end, 2 players rotate out. It looks like Cook and Sword, after a solid stint, going to step out. Double team here on the inside, almost gets away. Still held on by Hagerstown. Corner 3 is no good. Fight for the rebound and a foul. That one drawn by Mabane, and it's going to be a foul courtesy of number 14, Emmanuel Ortiz. And the substitutions we just had, Azir Smith-Bay is now in, as well as Tejan Silva for Hagerstown. Smith-Bay, the freshman from Sicklerville, New Jersey. And jump 3, and that one is good. What a shot put up for number 20, Tejan Silva, and a timeout called by Hagerstown. While they're up 9, 16-7 right now. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Taking a look here at the trusty stats, Hagerstown doing solid right now, shooting 46%, 6 for 13 right now on the field goal. And Harford being real cold on shooting. They're only 33%, 3 for 9. And no 3 points made. The big story for Hagerstown, 4 for 6 right now on 3 points, 66% 3-point percentage. Early on in this contest, 13:55 still to go here in the first. And it looks like Hagerstown's ready to go after their discussion. Here comes Harford out. Harford going to see if they can dig themselves out a hole here in the district tournament. Like I said, this is all for all the marbles in this tournament. It's either win or go home. Curtis at the point. Pass back and forth between him and Krettel. Krettel tries to drive the lane, can't find an opening. Hesitation on the shot attempt to go for a three-point shot. Fakes it and goes inside. Zach Kirk gets a point. Good 2 points there on the layup. 16-9 now. Pressure being applied, trying to force a mistake for Hagerstown from the point guard, Jalen DeBose. DeBose goes outside, Tajan Silva. And Silva now looking to see if he can find an opportunity, goes to the corner, and that's going to be a step on the corner, out of bounds quickly by the heel by Cameron Horton. He had all the time in the world where he was going to be able to take that shot. They love that corner three, but he's just stepped back too far. They needed to pull that leg in just a little bit for the 6'3" freshman from Baltimore. Now Harford gets a chance to close the gap again. We got the last basket in this game so far. Go to the corner from three, and it's going to be no good for Pete. And it'll be rebounded by Mabane for his third rebound of the contest already. Hagerstown, look for a play here, double teaming. Oh, and a little bit of a steal, gets away. Here comes the charge from Barnes. Goes for the layup, can't get it. And the jump up, and it doesn't go in as well for Curtis, but he does draw the foul. And a hit on the arm, it'll be 2 shots. Tajan Silva gets called for the foul on that one. Still equal 2-2 on the fouls apiece. 12:36 to go. Let's see what Amari Curtis can do from the charity stripe. First shot is good. And a slew of substitutions on the Hagerstown side of things. Now that the gap is closed down to a 2-possession game. Mason Sword, number 50, Mason Sword comes back in. Number 23, Tamarian Roundtree was on that opening run. Naja Allen comes back in, as well as number 44, Xavier Pickett, and number 10, Tristan Cook. So a full line change for Hagerstown. Second shot is good from the free throw line for Curtis. And now we get back underway. Now that the starters all have rotated back in for Hagerstown, let's see if they start cooking again. Or will Harford be able to stop them and close the gap? 16-11 now. Was up by 9 at one point. Inside. Can't quite find the angle, and he does. Had to stretch himself out to really make that one, but Roundtree got it. What a shot. Now Harford trying to go for the response, and they get it. Caught looking on the inside. Rare opening on the defense there for Hagerstown. Harford found a way in, and Pete was open and was able to get the inside jumper. 18-13 now, still a 5-point game. Gap is kind of stabilized now after Harford started off very cold in this contest. Wide open three, no good for Xavier Pickett. Oh, and a little bit of a steal, trying to keep it in bounds on the botch play there, and that's going to be a nice steal and basket for Tristan Cook. Cook is cooking, the 6-foot sophomore from Boonesboro, Maryland. Harford trying to find room on the inside. Kirk finds the gap, can't get the shot to go, and it's going to be rebounded by Allen. And now Hagerstown going on the push here. Here comes Sword outside to the three. Oh, and it's nothing but net for Tristan Cook. He is cooking. And a timeout called. And Harford is going to call for the timeout, and it'll be a full timeout. Well, we have a full timeout. We'll take a quick break here on the broadcast on Mustang Sports Network and be right back. Hagerstown leads by 10, 23-13. We'll be back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mustang Sports Network coverage of first round of the East District tournament here in JUCO. Timeout was just called by Harvard as they're down by 10 now, 23-13. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Let's see what adjustments Harvard was able to make in order to pull back on this. Kirk trying to find room on the inside, can't get through. Jump three, doesn't go for Brown. And it's going to be rebounded easily by Cook. Mid-range jump, and that's going to be airballed out of bounds for Allen for Hagerstown. And he had his hand up wondering why wasn't somebody there on the inside to get the rebound. And now Harford will get a little bit of a reprieve. Chance to try and close the gap again. Kirk at the point. Outside. Goes to Brown. Back to Kirk. Looks to the inside to Barnes. Barnes. Jumper. Doesn't go in. And it's going to be rebounded by Cook. Here comes Cook. Bounding down the court. Goes for the shot himself. Can't get it through, but fights to keep the rebound. And gets it away from the taller opposition for Harford on the inside. He was able to split the defenders and grab it. And that's going to be a foul on the attempted rebound shot from Horton. And Amari Curtis will get credited with the foul on that one. It'll be his first foul on the team's third. And now it'll be 2 shots for Cameron Horton, freshman from Baltimore. First shot is good on the layup, on the free throw. Let's see how he does here on the second one. And second one is good as well. And that stretched the lead by 12 over Harvard. Harford trying to see if they can regain some initiative here. Way outside pass and could not kept in bounds. Errant pass that went way too high. Alicia Brown tried to go for a way high opposite side pass to Zach Kirk and well overthrew him. And substitutions here. Mason Ure comes out as well as Brown by the looks of it. Christopher Pete and comes back in, as well as Junior Tudeman, the freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland, and that one goes in nicely for a jumper for Cameron Horton. 4 points for him now. Here's Curtis at the point. Trying to set up the next play. Goes to 2-1, back to him. Tries to go to the corner. Kirk jumps. Look to the inside. Protection on the inside is tight right now. Shot doesn't go, and it's going to be grabbed midair by Hagerstown by number 44, Xavier Pickett. 5 for 17 now for Harford. 29% shooting percentage. You can't win ball games that way. Corner three doesn't go. Overshot just a little bit for Sword, but rebounded nicely on the back end by Horton. Try for the three again. Doesn't go for Pickett. On the inside, Sword trying to fight for the rebound, and he gets fouled. And Jeremiah Barnes gets called for the foul on that one. That'll be the team's 4th against Harford. And he will get to shoot. No, it'll be just an inbound. And some substitutions as well. It'll be a 30-second timeout on the floor. Called by Hagerstown. And right before that timeout was called, we had a couple substitutions come back in now for Harford. We have number 10, Dorian Credle, coming back in, the freshman from Springfield, Virginia. And number 14, Emmanuel Ortiz, the freshman from Del Mar, Delaware. Barnes and Curtis will rotate out. we get back underway here. Let's see what Hagerstown decided to cook up during that timeout, and if Harford was able to more compose itself. Inside pass and doesn't go. Good defense on the inside for Harford. Protect the inside. Watch the back door. That was well played by Emmanuel Ortiz to get that stop. And now look to the inside, taken away as well. Tipped away by Horton. And then grabbed by Xavier Pickett to slow things down. As Hagerstown goes back to work. Just under 8 minutes to go. We're in the latter stages of the first half here, ladies and gentlemen. Mason Sword at the point. Power forward. Pass outside and goes to the inside. Here comes Pickett trying to go out fast and jumper. Oh, and that one goes nicely just inside. It'll be a two-pointer for Sword. Refs say his feet were just inside the three-point line. 29-13. Hagerstown trying to build a comfortable lead right now early on in this contest. Apologies to the folks at home if there's any technical issues with any of the extra cameras we have going on here today in the tournament from Championship Central. Oh, that was almost a pick and steal by Pickett. And almost grabbed it. Jump three, no good for Tutawan. And it'll be rebounded easily on the Hagerstown side of things by Sword. And now Pickett evaluating his options. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Goes outside to Sword. Sword. Now goes to Roundtree, and Roundtree lost the handle on it. And it'll be out of bounds. He tried to go behind the back with it, get a little fancy with the ball handling. And he will pay the price for that. And he will rotate out. Got some substitutions here. Mari Curtis comes back in for Harford to replace Junior Tutawan. And we got a bunch of three substitutions for Hagerstown. DeBose, Allen, and Mabane in. Pickett, Sword, and Roundtree, who seem to be the big three early on in this one, will rotate out to get a little bit of a rest now that there's a sizable lead. Oh, and a nice steal on the inside for Cook. Cook, 2-on-1, and that's going to be set up nicely from DeBose to Mabane, and Mabane will go up and get that layup nicely, 31-13. Up by almost 20 points now. We're getting there. 17 at the moment. A nice steal away by Allen. His second steal of the game. Goes over on the arc. Trying to find options. Goes to Horton. And now to DeBose. Jalen DeBose outside. Corner three attempt. But a lot of bounce to it. Doesn't go in. Fight for the rebound still on the inside. And Kirk is going to grab it after the three-point miss by Horton. Oh, and that's going to be foul. That was a hard hit. Mari Curtis just went flying on the inside and bulldozed Tristan Cook, but they're calling a hip check foul against Cook. And you can see head coach for Hagerstown, Bernard Hopkins, is not happy with that call. I wouldn't be either. I thought that was a charge. That was pretty egregious. And Curtis trying to look at his options to go inside. Jumper doesn't go for Pete. And it's going to be rebounded on the Hagerstown end by Allen. Allen trying to get fancy with the footwork as he works his way through. Now goes to Cook. Cook. Can't find anything on the inside, and it's going to be stolen away by Pete, but then stolen back again by Cook. Well, when you live by the sword, you die by the sword. When you get steals, expect to steal in turn. And here comes Cook. Mid-range jumper, and it's good. Just shy of the free throw line. 33-13, now Hagerstown firmly up by 20 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Harford struggling to find its footing right now as it looks on the inside. And a timeout called after Mark Curtis got the jumper for his sixth point of the game, and it's going to be a full timeout called for Harford as they're down now by 18 in this contest. 4:46 to go. Hagerstown in the first half. Hagerstown leads 33-15. We'll take a quick break. I'm Ben Smith. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mustang Sports Network's coverage of the NCJA East District Tournament here from the MAC. I'm Ben Smith, and looking at the way things are right now, 4:46 to go here in the first half. If you're just joining us, Hagerstown is up firmly, 33-15 right now, an 18-point lead. Full timeout was just called by Harford, seeing if they could find a way to battle back in this one. You can tell by the body language, and that's a jump three, no good for Cameron Horton, but I can tell by the body language of head coach Solomon Zur for Harford that he was not happy with the way this has played out. Harford's been real cold on shooting, only 30% right now versus the 44% for Hagerstown, but the big decisive factor for Hagerstown, 5 threes. And Curtis at the point. This is an arc, and three-point shot, no good for Jeremiah Barnes. Rebounded, though, grabbed, and it's going to be a layup. Goes up and in for Alicia Brown. And it looks like Mason Sword getting ready to come back in. For a 4-point run now, 4-0 run now suddenly building for Harford. So Mason Sword's getting ready to come back in for Hagerstown. Pickett from three, no good. Fight for the rebound. Curtis will grab it, and he's going to try and muscle his way, trying to get some space and try and push away Tanyan Shaw, the sophomore from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Jump inside for the layup, doesn't go. Loose ball picked up on the back end of the court by Zach Kirk, and it'll still be Harford control. Guard the lane. Here comes Barnes. Inside. Jump, doesn't go. Cameron Horton now gets the rebound. And now Hagerstown driving, trying to see if they can go for the next play. Slow things down now. They got plenty of time on the shot clock. Looking for a pick. Pickett splits the defenders on the double team. Outside to the arc from three, and that's going to be airballed by DeBose. Easily going to be rebounded on the back end by Barnes. Here comes Kirk. Spin move. Layup. Doesn't get the shot, but he does get the foul. And double deuces, Cameron Horton will get called for that foul. Evens it up at 4 fouls apiece in this half. And Zach Kirk will get to shoot 2. A freshman from Parksburg, Pennsylvania. Nothing but net on that first free throw. Gets one more, and we got some substitutions coming in for Hagerstown as Harford able to get some momentum on their side. Tristan Cook, Cameron Roundtree, Mason Sword all come back in. Big playmakers today. And the second free throw is good for Kirk. 6-0 run now for Harford after being down 20. They've closed the gap a little bit. Still down double digits. And the heavy hitters for Hagerstown are back in. Coach Hopkins calls for He's trying to get them to do a play, and he's frustrated. They're not following the plan that they were set in motion. The 3 is no good for Sword. And he'll be rebounded easily by Jeremiah Barnes for his 5th rebound of the game. And there's going to be a foul. And Roundtree is going to get called for the foul there, and that puts it now 5 fouls against Hagerstown. And it'll be an inbound here with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Curtis to the inside. And the jump shot from 3, no good, but draws the foul. It'll be Alicia Brown to draws it. And it'll be Mason Sword who gets called for the foul, now 6. And now all of a sudden, a little bit of a lifeline in Harford's favor. We're only 1 foul away from the bonus already in this first half. And now Brown gets to shoot 2. First free throw, no good. There's 1 more chance to go bring it to 20 points for Harford. And he's going to airball that one. I don't understand how you airball a free throw in collegiate athletics. I don't care if it's NCAA Division I or JUCO Division I. Well, he gets a 3rd here because it was a 3-point attempt. And he does make 3rd time's a charm on that one. That brings it to 20. But that was a big opportunity where he could have taken a 3-point swing, and he only goes 1 for 3 from the free throw line. And Harford 6 for 9 at the free throw line at 66%. Oh, we got a little bit of a scrum on the inside. It's going to be a jump ball here. They're calling for a foul, actually. And no one's really willing to let go. So a hand go up for a foul. It will be a foul against Tamarian Roundtree. And now it's 7 fouls. Hagerstown has suddenly put themselves in a situation where they've given the bonus over towards Harford. And now Amari Curtis will be at the line. He'll shoot 1-and-1. Some substitutions as well coming in. That was Roundtree's 2nd personal foul. Doran Krettel comes back in to replace Alicia Brown. And Roundtree will also be replaced by Naja Allen will come back in. See how Curtis does here at the free throw line. First shot is good, and now he gets to shoot a 2nd. 1:47 to go here in the first half. And that brings the lead down to 11. And ladies and gentlemen, Harford is making a run here. They're on a 9-0 run in these closing minutes of the first half after Hagerstown went up by 20 at one point. Now the lead's down to 11. Hagerstown looking to regain some initiative. Good defense on the zone being put up on the inside for Harford, being a little more dynamic. They were very static in the early going. Outside 3 being shown up. Oh, that's a big shot by Pickett. And that stops the run for Harford. And now it's 36-22. Stretch it back up to 14. 68 seconds to go. In the first half, Harford looking to see if they can regain some initiative. They go for a 3-point shot as well. And that one's good. And Christopher Pete, the sophomore from Glen Burnie, Maryland, makes that one. 6 points for him on the game, and Krettel gets the assist. Now it's back to an 11-point gap. Harford redeeming themselves. Hagerstown, 40 seconds on the clock. Trying to find an option to go on the inside. Sword, looked inside. Range jump, and that one goes in from Sword. The inside pass from from Naja Allen. 20 seconds left here in the half. No shot clock to worry about. Harford slows it down. Calling for a play. Dorian Krettel gets to Curtis. Curtis back to Krettel. 5 seconds. Kirk from 3 overshoots. And that will do it for the first half. Hagerstown got up early, but a little bit of a late push after being down by 20 by Harford. Pulled them back just a little bit. Now they're within 13. It is 38-25 at the end at halftime. We're going to take a break here on the broadcast and be back with some first half stats and second half action here from the East District Tournament, first game 1 from the MAC. I'm Ben Smith. We'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the MAC on the Mustang Sports Network. Ben Smith here on the call, and we are about to get back underway. The situation we find ourselves in, Hagerstown up 38-25 over Harford. They got up by 20 at one point, but in the latter stages of that contest, Harford was able to go on a run and close the gap a little bit. Now it's down to only 13. Taking a look at the stats as they stand right now in front of us. Field goal percentage of 30% for Harford to start things off. Very cold on shooting to start. Managed to get some shots together, though, there in the latter stages. 44% shooting for Hagerstown as things kick off. And looking down the list on the scores, leading the way for Harford, Amari Curtis with 8 points, followed by Christopher Pete with 6. And then over on the Hagerstown side, no surprise, Mason Sword with 9 points and Tristan Cook with 7, leading the way in that one. Roundtree has 2 personal fouls for Hagerstown, and we have 2 players with 2 personal fouls for Harford, Barnes, and Curtis. We are back underway. It is going to be a Harford ball to start things off, and they set up their next set of plays. Let's see what they pull out here, and that's going to be turned over on the errant pass. Mark Curtis missed on it, and that's his 3rd turnover. Scrolling further down my trusty stats and looking down at the turnovers, 11 turnovers now for Harford, only 6 for Hagerstown. Up on the corner, mid-range jumper, that's not going to go for Mason Sword, and it's going to be picked up for the rebound by Zach Kirk, and he gets it to Curtis. Way outside 3, and that one's going to be a nice zinger for Dorian Krettel. One shot from about 32 feet out. 38-28 now. It's a 10-point game. 1 minute in, as we're about a minute into this second half. And it's going to be airballed by Sword, but put up on the back end off the rebound by Naja Allen for now 8 points in the game. 40-28. It seems like as Hartford tries to close the gap, Hagerstown is able to wake back up a little bit and just kind of stabilize the lead a little bit and hang on to it. We'll see how this plays out, if Hartford can close the gap or if things will stabilize the way they are right now. That jumper is no good for Christopher Pete, but you're not going to pull back and get this a closer game with jumpers like that and missing and being that cold on shooting. Look to the inside. Here's Roundtree. Back door, and Sword wide open on the assist from Allen. And another bit making the same mistake before, being too static on defense. And they're very weak on the corner. Hartford's defense is very weak on defending the corners and the back door. And Hagerstown's intimately aware of that, and they're going to continue to exploit it. Here comes Krettel. Jumper is good. And Dorian Krettel is able to put this one away. Here's Pickett. Goes to the corner to Sword. Jumper. No good for Allen, but he does draw the foul. It sounded like somebody just fell down the stairs behind me, up on the stands. And I saw the mic activate, so I know for sure that you folks at home heard that too. It sounded like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Here's Allen shooting 2. First shot, no good. And some substitutions here. Joed Mabane comes in. Tamarin Roundtree will sub out. No changes on the Harford side. Second shot is good for Allen. And Curtis goes to the inside. And Pete tried to go for the shot and couldn't get it and gets stolen away. So turnover. Nice steal for Cook, his 4th. Allen from 3. Doesn't go. fight for the rebound, and it's going to be grabbed by by Krettel. And Krettel gets it stolen away too. Here comes Allen. Gets the rebound and a nice little between the legs, doing his best Vince Carter impression, is none other Tristan Cook. That was a nice shot. 9 points for him now. Got to give credit where credit's due. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Let him cook. Let Cook cook. Krettel at the point. Goes outside to Curtis. And Curtis goes to Barnes, and it gets stolen away. Comes a drive from Mabane, can't get the shot. Cook gets out rebounded by his fellow number 10, Dorian Krettel. And it's going to be back and forth here. Feel the intensity starting to pick up. Got to remember, it's win or go home. Oh, nice block and stuff by Allen. And get the fast break and up for the basket for Pete, and a timeout called after that play. And you can see Coach Bernard Hopkins is ecstatic about how that played out for Hagerstown. As the timeout's called by Harford. And this will be a full timeout, ladies and gentlemen. We will take a quick break here on the broadcast. 16:06 to go here in the second. Hagerstown leads 47-30. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mustang Sports Network's coverage of men's basketball here from the MAC, here for the East District Tournament. Let's see what adjustments Harford was able to make. Almost lost on the pass there. Junior Tudawan had trouble with it. Jump three, airballed by Dorian Krettel. With the kind of shot accuracy that would make Gomer Pyle proud. Right, on the rebound, got tipped away and went out of bounds. And this time as they inbound it, that'll be put up by Jeremiah Barnes. And Xavier Pickett will now go outside to Cook as Hagerstown goes back on the possession. Double teaming here. I would expect at some point from Harford we may see the press, especially if they start to bleed points here. About 15-20 to go. And a foul. Going to be an offensive foul by Xavier Pickett. His first, and it's going to be even now, one foul apiece by both these squads. Now Harford gets to resume. Oh, stolen away by Cook, away from the pass intended for Kirk. Back door, and that's going to be up for the layup for Mason Sword. Great play on the defensive end to the fast break, and Mason Sword now sits at 13 points. First player from either squad to go into double digits. And here comes the press from 2-1. Jump, can't get it. Rebounded easily on the Hagerstown side of things by Mabane. And now Hagerstown trying to go through, and it's going to be foul towards Pickett. And that'll be another one called against Jeremiah Barnes, and it'll be his third foul. Barnes will have to be careful, or he's only 2 fouls away from fouling out. And some substitutions happening here as well. DeBose will inbound it. Pass back forth the outside. DeBose, Tamarin Roundtree in. And this jumper doesn't go in for Horton. And now here comes Harford for the response. Krettel, outside, goes to Tutawan. Not a lot of movement on the inside. 3-2 zone defense being played by Hagerstown again. This has been their signature defense posture they've done. Oh, almost tipped away by DeBose. Fight for the ball, it's loose. This is a basketball game or a rugby scrum. And a foul. And that'll be 23, Tamarin Roundtree for another foul. That'll be his third. And now we're back tied 2 fouls apiece. So Roundtree will have to be mindful because he's only 2 fouls away from fouling out. Krettel tries to look to the inside. In spin, shoot, doesn't go in. And a foul. Another one against, this is going to be Mason Sword. I thought it was going to be Roundtree for a second based on his reaction. But it's going to be Mason Sword for a second. And third foul for Hagerstown. It'll be 2 shots for Christopher Pete. From the free throw line, first one is good. Draws it down to a 16-point gap. Chance to take another one. And 2 goes sweep on the free throw attempts. This is down to a 15-point game. Jalen DeBose at the point. You can see Sword just sitting wide open in the back door. He was in the corner. I saw that coming a mile away. He was in the corner all the time in the world and then just moved inside after a Harford defense overcommitted and was able to put that up for the layup, 15 points. Here comes Krettel. Outside for 3. Doesn't go in for Pete. Off the rebound, here comes Roundtree bound down the court. And they slow it down with Cook at the point. You can see number 33, Lamasi Fafana, who's in for the first time, trying to force a gap, and it gets stolen away. Fast break coming up here, and that one's going to be laid up and nicely for Junior Tutawan. And timeout called by Harford, and it'll be a full timeout. Hagerstown still leads, though, 51-36, up by 15. We'll take a short break here for the timeout and be right back. I'm Ben Smith. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mustang Sports Network coverage of the NCJA East District Tournament. Ben Smith on the call. Let's see what adjustments Harford decide to make. They're going for the full press. That's kind of what I was waiting for. double teaming here. And Hagerstown will find a way to bound it down the court. The one risk you run if you do the full press like that too much, A, you wear yourselves out, but also if somebody manages to penetrate the back door, you leave that wide open. Oh, and what a defensive stop there from Mason Ure, who got the stuff, the sophomore from Red Line, Pennsylvania, to stop the shot attempt. And that's going to give Harford some life. They slow it down here, trying to evaluate their options. 12-14 to go here in the contest. And a foul. Another one against Tristan Cook. That'll be his second. And Hagerstown, by far, being the more foul-happy team so far in this contest. They actually managed to give Harford a little bit of a lifeline at the end of that first half by hitting the bonus. And there were still like 3-4 more fouls until Harford would have gotten there, but as that one goes in nicely for Dorian Krettel. 9 points for him on the contest. Cook, pass outside. Goes to DeBose. And now they go to the corner. Wide open. And that'll be in for the three for Tristan Cook. He's putting up a beauty of a game. 12 points for him on the night. Cameron Horton got the assist on that pass. 54-38 now. Stopping the bleeding from Harford. Look to the inside, airballed, might have been tipped. A shot from Pete. And Cook will get the defensive rebound. 5 rebounds for him now. And now they go to DeBose. And Horton. Horton outside. The sword, and now John fights for some space. Can't get through. Is Fafana, a sophomore from Woodbridge, but they get it back, and that's going to be a basket. And stripped it away from Cameron Horton, got the steal away from Ure right as he got the rebound and being caught flat-footed there. Horton gets the layup and give her a good six points for him now. Looks like some substitutions getting ready to come in for both squads. And a whistle down for something with the foot. Looks like an issue with Cook's shoe. And that kind of forced a little bit of a stop. And a little bit of an impromptu timeout for it. Well, Hartford to get a little bit of a quick huddle in. 56-38. Hagerstown stretching it down back to 18. 20 was the largest lead. And another big storyline talking about today, 16 turnovers for Harford. Oh, and that was a bad errant pass there again. That's going to be another turnover. Zach Kirk lost the handle on it. Looking at the substitutions that just happened, Brown back in as well as Barnes for Harford. And then Tamarin Roundtree, Xavier Pickett back in as well for Hagerstown. And after that turnover, another one coming in, number 25. Coming in for the first time for Hagerstown, Tanyan Shaw, a 6'4 sophomore from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Shaw, the point, goes to the corner. Inside, jumper, no good for Roundtree. And here comes Curtis on the push. Tries to go for the jumper and gets it. No foul called. As Shaw gets taken down there hard, trying to protect the inside, and an errant pass is going to go out of bounds. And that's going to turn it back over to Harford. And you can see Coach Hopkins is upset by that, so a timeout being called by Hagerstown. As now suddenly it's down to a 16-point gap. We'll take a break here for the full timeout. Be right back here on the Mustang Sports Network. I'm Ben Smith. We'll be back. 56-40. Hagerstown leads. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, of the Mustang Sports Network. Ben Smith coming to you live from the MAC. We're about to get back on the right to this full timeout called by Hagerstown as they move to go and make some adjustments. They lead 56-40. Hagerstown has basically controlled the entirety of this contest. And mounded here to Barnes. Barnes calling for a play here. He's wondering why nobody's moving. He gets it to Brown. Brown, mid-range jumper, doesn't go. Rebounded nicely by Allen. And now it gets back to the point to Xavier Pickett. And as we're now down to under 10 minutes to go in this contest, now you're running out of time. And backdoor almost goes in. I don't know how Roundtree missed that. He had a lot of time and not a whole lot of space he had to make up. Well, the inside just barely kept in bounds by Krettel. But it's going to be grabbed and taken away anyway by Hagerstown. Here's Cook at the point. After getting his sixth steal of the contest. Goes for the shot, doesn't get it. Pass outside. Over to Pickett at the point. Forward to go, Pickett trying to drive the inside. Jumper, and that one's good. Beauty of a shot for Xavier Pickett. 5 points for him now. Here's Curtis now. Harford trying to see if they can pull back. Down by 18 again. And that one is good for Dorian Krettel with the mid-range jumper. 11 points for him now. So we got two players on both squads in double digits now. And taking a look, too, at Tristan Cook's stats right now. He's got 5 rebounds on the contest, as well as 4 assists. And 6 steals. Like, he's doing real good in 4 major stats. And that one is good for Roundtree. Kind of buckled his knee a little bit. And now we got to stop. And allow for some substitutions. And a foul called. An injury timeout, excuse me. For number 24, Christopher Pete. Hopefully he's okay as he goes to see our steam train. Oh, and we got, player down for Hagerstown. Hopefully he's okay as he's getting looked at by our steam training staff. With 7:45 to go. And that's Neja Allen, who's down right now. He's going to be assisted off the court. Hopefully he's okay. And we have Tristan Cook being looked at as well from his little stoppage earlier. And a quick huddle. Cook is back in after him being out for a little bit. With the issue with his shoe or his foot. I wasn't quite clear what they stopped that for. But he's back in now. Jody Mabane now comes in now for Hagerstown, as well as Tejan Silva. Number 20 freshman from Brockton, Massachusetts, excuse me. Mid-range jumper, and that one is good for Jeremiah Barnes. And Roundtree will come out, as well as obviously Neja Allen. You can see Cook kind of, during that team huddle there, during the pause in action for the injury, was starting to formulate a plan himself. I'm curious to see what he decides to go with. Goes to Horton. And the shot from outside 3 is no good for Sword. And a foul. And Jody Mabane will get called for the foul on that one, his first. That's 5 fouls now for Hagerstown. They got to be careful. They're only 2 away from allowing Harford to go in the bonus. And they're still down double digits right now with under 7 minutes to go. But when teams get desperate, especially when the foul count like that, they'll try and force the issue as the three-point shot no good for Krettel. But the inside shot for Jeremiah Barnes was good as he got the rebound as well. 8 rebounds, 8 points now. 60-46, 14-point lead right now for Hagerstown. Harford got to be wondering what they're going to do to close the gap even further. To quote the late, great Yogi Berra, it's getting late early, ladies and gentlemen. Outside jumper from 3 for Pickett, doesn't go. And here's the rebound off to the deflection for Kirk. Kirk outside, jump for 3, doesn't go for Barnes. And fight for the rebound, it's going to go in Mason Sword's favor. And here's Pickett back at the point again. He's evaluating his options. Looks like he signals something to Cook, calls for a play. Cook goes opposite side of the corner. Doesn't really have anyone really watching him right now. And now he'll swing to the inside. Reverse to Sword, and now back outside. Pickett from 3. Doesn't go. Fight for the rebound. Big scramble for it, and it's going to go out of bounds. They're going to call it out of bounds off of Barnes on the tip, and it'll still be a Hagerstown ball. And substitution as well. Number 22, Cameron Horton, comes back in. Pass outside Silva. And right now, Hagerstown trying to figure out a play. They want to put this game to bed and put it to bed now in these last few minutes. And that's going to be a hip check foul towards Silva. That one got a little ugly. Zach Kirk will get called for that one. It's his first foul. And the third of the half for Harford. This will be an inbound pass here. Cook will take the inbounding duties. Looking at his options, we'll get it to Sword, who's usually been one of his big go-to guys there with the Amari Stoudemire goggles. Goes to the corner. Jump 3. Oh, spins, just barely misses. Didn't quite go in for Silva. And now Harford will set back up again. Keep in mind, too, the winner of this contest tomorrow in the semifinals will play number 2 Harcum Bears, who got one of the teams that got the bye, along with our hosts, the Monroe Mustangs, who will play the winner of Game 2, as that shot is no good for Amari Curtis, and Sword gets the rebound. Cook at the point. It's double-teamed. Sword goes for shot, loses it, stolen away. Pete goes back door, and you missed on the dunk. Barnes missed on the dunk. I don't believe it. You were wide open, and you had one job.
One job, literally.
How do you miss that? Oh. And Harford looks back. If Harford doesn't pull this back, that's going to be a play they look back on. I don't know how you missed that. You had the fast break. You had the back door with a perfect alley-oop. And that's going to be a timeout called here for a full timeout. And we'll take a quick break on the Hagerstown timeout. I'm Ben Smith on Mustang Sports Network. Hagerstown leads 60-46. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Mustang Sports Network. Fitting they're saying you're gonna make me lose my mind on the music, because I thought I was gonna lose my mind after that dunk, after missing that dunk. I swear. Now we're about to get back underway. Jalen DeBose inbounds it. Gets to Horton. Let's see what plan Hagerstown came up with during the timeout. Seems they could put Harford away. What Harford came up with, a little bit of a collision there, and the ball rolls out of bounds. They're going to call it off of Dorian Krettel. And some of the fans up top didn't like that one. So still be a Hagerstown ball with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Silva gets it to Azir Smith-Bay, who's in for the first time, the freshman from Sicklerville, New Jersey. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Cook throws up the shot, doesn't get it, and goes off the side of the basket. And Kirk trying to go for the fast break, gets denied on the shot, but the follow-up on the rebound shot is good. 4 minutes to go. And Krettel was able to get that layup for 13 points now. He's the leading scorer now for Harford. They're down 12. So they're closing the gap a little bit here off a few layups. So a little bit of a run here for Harford, managing to make it hard on Hagerstown. Oh, and a bad pass, and it's going to be stolen away by Curtis, and a foul. They're going to call that one against Tristan Cook. And that'll be the 6th foul. One more and we'll be in the bonus. And that's the 3rd foul for Cook. And we got some players coming out. Mabane, Sword, Allen, Pickett will all come. Mabane, Sword, Allen, Pickett all come back in. Silva, Smith-Bay, Cook, and DeBose all come out. Curtis trying to look for his options. Goes to Barnes, his usual option. And an offensive foul will be called against Barnes, and that'll be his 4th personal foul. He's one away from fouling out, and you can tell by the look on Barnes' face, he is not happy about that call. So 4th foul now. Full press still being played here. Got a little complacent there for Sword. Recovers it. Double team press. Have to bound it down the court. See if they can find space. Sword to the back door. Fighting for some space. Gets stuffed. Here's Mabane. Can't get through. And stolen away on the back end. Here comes Curtis. He gets it stolen away. No, and a foul. Said he smacked the hand. I'm going to call against number 44, Xavier Pickett, for Hagerstown for the foul. That'll be his 3rd. And now Harford is in the bonus. But Curtis will get to shoot 2 here because of taking a shot. And a chance to draw it down to a 10-point game with under 3 minutes to go. First shot, the free throw line is good. Let's see how he does here on the second. And both shots are good. It's a 10-point game now. And Harford will call a timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout. But ladies and gentlemen, this one's not over yet. It's now a 10-point game. It hasn't been a 10-point game since very early in the first half. Looking at how things are going, the field goal percentage starting to decline for for Hagerstown, and picking up for Harford. Harford now shooting 37% at the moment overall. Hagerstown dropped to 41%. Big difference maker why Hagerstown is up, though, is they've hit 7 threes in this contest, whereas Hartford's only hit 2. And they've gone to the free throw line more. 12 for 15 from the free throw line, 80%. Hagerstown's only gone to the free throw line a few times and are 3 for 6, 50%. Even on rebounds, 30 and 30. But the turnovers have been the big problem for Harford they got to clean up. They have 19 turnovers to Hagerstown 11. Not great, but obviously Hagerstown being considerably better in that regard. Tristan Cook will now substitute back in and replace Horton as to get the big playmaker, one of the big playmakers for this Hagerstown team back in these closing stages. And full press being played by Harford, trying to force a mistake. We have just over 2.5 minutes to go. A big three or big play of some sort here for Hagerstown would really put things to bed. Mid-range jumper on the foul, no good for Sword, but he does have the foul to fall back on. And the foul will be credited to Christopher Pete. It'll be his second. So Sword will now get to shoot 2. Opportunity to stretch the lead and pad on that cushion for Hagerstown. First shot at the free throw line is good. And Sword's he's been stout today. 16 points for him, chance to go to potentially 17. He's had 5 rebounds. Both shots are good, 62 to 50 now for the 3 seed Hagerstown for the Hawks. And there's Krettel going to Curtis. Looking to find room on the inside somehow. Nope, he's going to go for the 3 and doesn't go for Krettel. But they get the rebound. He tries to take another 3, misses again. Rebounded on the inside. And the follow-up shot didn't go in, got denied for Pete. And that's going to be grabbed by Hagerstown and putting up some good defense. Got to win those ugly battles, and that's what Hagerstown just did on that one. Under 2 minutes to go now. And Kirk trying to make it hard, and he gets called for the foul towards Cook. That'll be another one for Zach Kirk for the freshman from Parkersburg, Pennsylvania. And that'll be his second foul. And now they're 1 foul away from evening it up and putting Hagerstown in the bonus. So the foul advantage evaporating quickly for Harford, which was one thing they were able to rely on. Mason Ure is going to substitute in now for Harford. Sophomore from Red Lion, Pennsylvania, to replace Barnes. Pickett goes to Sword in the corner. And now back to Pickett. Pickett trying to drive his way through, goes to the corner to Cook. Doesn't make the shot. Krettel gets the rebound. Krettel goes inside to Curtis, and Curtis makes the layup. It's back to a 10-point game with 80 seconds to go. Full press being played by Harford. It's their only real shot they got. And Cook will slow it down, but gets to Pickett. Inside to Sword. Oh, almost tipped away. Krettel gets another grab. And look towards the inside. Stuffed on the shot. Fight for it. Still has it. Oh, reach on the inside. I think there's a foul call. Yep, it's going to be against Tristan Cook. Pete was trying to keep the play alive after that offensive rebound in his 9th. And now we're firmly, with it being in the bonus, 1-1 here for Christopher Pete. Makes the first shot, gets to shoot a second. A chance to draw the gap down to 8. With 1 minute to go. And Jalen DuBose will now substitute back in for Hagerstown and replace number 23, Tamarian Roundtree. See what Pete does here in the second shot. Makes it. And with the inbound here, you got to do the full press at this point. And the big man there, Ure on the inside, trying to force a mistake. Trying to get down court. Bounding back and forth. Hagerstown wants nothing more than to kill the clock, and that's going to be a foul on the inside reach by Amari Curtis towards Tristan Allen. Christian Cook. And that'll be a second. And that'll now put Hagerstown in the bonus And Tristan Cook will get now to go to the line, shoot 1-1. The sophomore from Boonesboro, Maryland. Cook sitting at 12 points already tonight. He's got some good plays going on his way. And first free throw is good. And miss on the second, so it's a 9-point game. 48 seconds to go. Can Harford pull back and pull off a miracle, or will Hagerstown hang on? Kirk from 3, airballs it. And it's going to be rebounded inside by Allen. Full press being played here. DeBose moving the ball around, trying to see if they can keep it moving, kill off some time here. 23 seconds to go, and there's going to be the inside reach foul from Ure, and that'll allow Mason Soar to go to the line. And that'll be the first personal foul for Uri. And Sword will now get to go to the line. 21 seconds to go. Chance to put this to bed. Nope, miss on the shot. Still 9-point game. 18 seconds. Shot from 3. That one's going to be short on the shot for Pete. Rebounded here. The foul attempt didn't go through. Back door, slowing it down, and Hagerstown bench yells no, and that will do it. As Drowntree slows it down, and that will do it. Hagerstown now wins this one 63-54, and that will end Harford's season, and Hagerstown will move on to tomorrow to play in the semifinal against the number 2 Harcum Bears. Well, folks, it was an interesting contest. Harford started to put a little bit of a run there towards the end and got it down to single digits. But when you've been spending most of the game down between 15 and 20, it's hard to pull back. When Hagerstown hangs on, they win it. And with that, folks, that'll end the broadcast of game number 1. And we will have some post-game interview coverage that we will be having on YouTube to upload for you folks. Until then, I'm Ben Smith signing off on the Mustang Sports Network, and I'll be back for game 2, where the Allegheny Trojans will take on the Baltimore City Panthers. We'll be back.